right, ladies and gentlemen, time now for the closing keynote. And if you talk about the world that's constantly, unabashedly changing around us, right? But in our current climate, reactive measures are just not enough to keep enterprises agile and resilient at the same time. Well, our closing keynote is going to focus on data evolution, quite around the theme of our summit. So join me in welcoming our distinguished speaker, ladies and gentlemen, the one who has 28 years of esteemed experience in ICT domain, out of which 15 plus years in government sectors in the area of digital transformation, innovation, and execution. Well, our esteemed speaker has also won National Award for e-governance Gold. Well, his perspectives will be no less than gold itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to heartily welcome our speaker, Shri Golok Kumar Simli, the Chief Technology Officer, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Shri Simli, it's over to you.
Thank you, Sika. Thanks for the nice introduction, in fact. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the outset thanks Economic Times, the ETDataCon,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we're just expecting Sri Simli to join us right in a bit, there seems to be some little glitch that he's out of the platform right now, but hoping that he'll be shortly back. I leave absolutely no attempts unattended when it comes to taking you all through my good hygiene announcements. So I think this is the right time that I can just utilize and take on to your attention regarding this. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's there in my bulletin? Let's just revise it. I'm sure some of you also attended the security track, so hope that was interesting in terms of whatever you wanted in terms of the key takeaways. Well, right now, just in case if there's any partner booths that's missed out at the experience zone for you all to experience, please do so right now. We're almost in the last leg of our summit today, right? So also make sure that while you're experiencing the experience zone, do fill in the feedback forms out there at the different exhibits. And also remember to fill in the feedback forms which we want as part of ETH. So, all right, having said that, I did hope throughout the day you did initiate some good meetings, one-on-one networking, and all of that, because that way I had a look at the platform, and it's very simply designed, just exactly like how you chat on your phone. It looks as friendly as that. So with anyone who's attending the conference, you can just tap on the name and initiate the chat for that matter. So all right, happy networking on that note. Well, there are tweets coming in, but I want more excitement to be coming in from our audience members. Hashtag ETDataCon, let it roar loudly, everybody. Okay, so social wall,
sorry.
photo booth. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Sika. I think there was some power issue. Okay, so let's take back from there where we left. So I would like to greet Economic Times, the ETH, and the entire team, inviting me here to deliver the keynote closing session. I'd also like to greet all the participants who are actually listening to this particular session. But let me come back to the topic of today's sessions, how we think about the data evaluation, how do we create a sustainable data ecosystem at large. To begin with, I'd say that my own experience suggests that access to data, it has tremendous power and potential I'd say to radically improve the service delivery ecosystem, public administration at large, and also the accountability, both by government and businesses at large, if I see. And if I give the real-time practical example of my own Passport Seva program, there we have seen the power of data, the access to power, access to the data ecosystem at large by the public or by the government departments or the stakeholder at large, and the way we could improve the service delivery ecosystem as far as passport issuance system is concerned. I also firmly believe that the realization of freely available, standardized, trusted data also has no kind of enormous potential in terms of improving governance, in terms of larger civic participation, and thereby creating larger business opportunities. Again, as I said, whether it is a government sector, whether it is a private sector, business houses at large, everyone, we can see that, we can experience that, happening, at all around. Now, coming back to the data evaluation part, or the data ecosystem at large, now let me take if we see the government side of it, if we see the industry sector side of it, today the trend is, we are talking about hyperscale data centers, we are talking about cloud economic zone, we are talking about data economic zone. And why these things are coming up? Because of three facts. The first and foremost facts, if we see, today everything is, whether it is government of India or globally at large also, if we see the kind of digitization it is happening, the kind of digitization first strategy we are aiming for, we definitely need kind of a hyperscale data centers. We also need to create kind of a data economic zone. We also need to create cloud economic. So this is one of the factor I see when it comes to digitization at large, not only in India but also globally. The second fact comes to our mind is, the data localization principle, which government of India has has mandated, and thereby what we see the large multinational, the e-commerce industry playing in India, they have to take a route where the data is housed locally, the data is accessed locally, and again thereby the need of this kind of a hyperscale data centers or data economic zone or cloud economic zone, which is accessible locally. Then the third factors, the third factors we see that the kind of rise in OTT platform, where you continuously need to kind of a stream your video and audio content. There again, you need this kind of a data ecosystem where you have to not only continuously make it available, but also the kind of availability, performance, and other angle you have to ensure. Now, let me take little forward from here, saying that while we are seeing these trends, I'm talking about kind of a hyperscale data centers. I'm talking about data economic zone, cloud economic zone. But the fact lies saying that, can we really visualize our data, at large? The second fact is, can we really visualize our data sets at large? And the third thing is, if we can visualize our data ecosystem at large, if we can visualize our data sets, how do we govern our data? That is the another third thing, and very important, which we find, and our experience suggests that if you do not have a good and vibrant data governance model within yourself, whether it is a public, private, it doesn't matter. But then leveraging the power of data, securing the data, in terms of its security, in terms of privacy, in terms of its third-party use, it's all become difficult and very, non-practical in sense, and thereby what we have done in the passport seva program, or in the ministry, saying that we have created a vibrant data governance model where I am really able to visualize my data sets, where I'm really able to visualize the processes at large, where I'm really able to visualize the stakeholders at large. And what we did actually while we were creating this data governance model, we had four things in mind. No, four things in mind. Typically, I divided them into four quadrants. The first quadrant is the people. That means who is the owner of the data, who is the creator of the data, no, who is the principal owner of the data. So are you really able to understand that right from, typically I say, ingestion to insights? Now, this is the first quadrant. One has to clearly understand, clearly map, clearly plan, clearly design while you are working out for a vibrant data governance model. And this is the first quarter of the four quadrants where you need to focus. The second quarter is the execution model. What kind of execution model you are taking forward in terms of, is it a public-private partnership model? Is it a government-owned model? Is it a cloud variance model? So these there are different kind of execution model which we are today into, and then you have to be very careful while you are defining your data governance model, what kind of execution model are you into and how much control you have on that. The third quarter in the data governance model is the rules of engagement. And there you have to be very clear about the compliance, about the regulations, about the land of laws, about your entire business processes, manuals, everything. And these compliances, manuals, regulations into the entire data governance model, you have to frame in such a way that your compliances are taken care, your regulations are taken care, your manuals are taken care, your plus policies are taken care, and therefore these are the third quadrant is also very important. And the last quadrant, which we every one of us now into, is the tools and technologies we are using in terms of whether it is advanced technologies like analytics, big data, AI, whatever we are using, but the kind of tools and technologies you are using, are you in a control of it? Are you in a position to monitor it closely? Are you in able to monitor and audit it? So these four quadrants, if you define holistically in a vibrant data governance model, then probably you are one step ahead towards creating a sustainable data ecosystem. And once you define these four quadrants well, the outcome or efficacy or the efficiency factors you are looking, you have to be very careful what is that you are aiming for. And also in terms of your SLAs, in terms of your KPIs, you have to be very careful while building your data governance model and progressing towards a step ahead towards creating a sustainable data governance model. Now let's come back and see that how is that the data evaluation is happening. No, and typically I divide into, when I talk about the data evaluation, I divided into two parts. One is on the data evaluation part, and the other part is on the digital ecosystem. How is the digital ecosystem is evaluating, evolving further? No, so the evolution of the digital ecosystem and the evolution of the data ecosystem, both if you see hand on hand. Let's go back a little further and see the silo days. The silo days we started with, and then we moved towards, let's say, consolidation and digitization stage. Then from digitization and consolidation stage, we moved towards automation stage. And then today, probably, many of us, we are at a disruption stage. And if you see the other side of it, on the data evaluation part or data and analytics part, so we started with DNA 1.0, where probably collection of data was taking much more than time than processing, right? So that was the start point in terms of data evaluation. and those were the batch processing we have seen before. And then came the DN Analytics 2.0, where processing framework like Hadoop were available for us, came into picture. Databases like NoSQL came into picture to store and kind of manipulate data. And now at the time of automation and disruption stage, we are into analytics 3.0, that we call data and analytics 3.0, where we are talking about predictive and perspective kind of a analytics, where probably before a occurrence happen, one can predict and also predict the solution I am looking for, right? Now, if now let's say this is the way we are kind of a evolving in terms of one side on the digital ecosystem and other side on the data evaluation and analytics side, how do we gel in? How do we gel in these two systems together, the digital ecosystem and the data evaluation system, so that I can create a holistic picture to govern a sustainable kind of a data ecosystem? And there I find typically 5 trends which are evolving, and them I call as DESIs, in terms of these 5 trends. And what are these DESIs is, the first D is the digital first culture, right? Now, in the data evolution ecosystem, if you see what, and unless you create a digital first kind of a culture in your organization, and as I said, whether it is a government, whether it is a private, anything, it doesn't matter. But unless you have created that digital first culture where we know how to deal with data, how to deal with data ethics, how to behave in a manner of digital ethics, and there I always say that unless you have a trusted use of data and trusted data flow kind of a ecosystem at large, or organizational culture at large, it's very difficult to create a sustainable data ecosystem. So that is the first thing. How do you realign your workforce? How do you realign your workload in terms of creating a digital first culture within your organization? The second is the E. In DESIS, the second is the factor is the E. The second trend is the E. And E is nothing but your extendable analytics. And thereby, I am saying that today where we are is in a terms of a predictive and prospective kind of analytics, where probably, I am taking a lot of advantage of this emerging technology in terms of AI, in terms of machine learning, in terms of analytic 3.0, in terms of RPA, and all these technologies, tools and technologies is helping me to define a kind of a extendable kind of analytics ecosystem, where I am again advancing towards kind of a having a control over the entire digital ecosystem, or the digital foundation, or the application services at large, with whatever I say, I'm trying to create within the organization, right? Then the third is the C. That is this is the third factor is the C, and that is nothing but that is the connected intelligence, we say. The C is for connected intelligence. And now whatever we do, in terms of service side, in terms of business side, in terms of tools and technology side, unless you have a connected intelligence built into it, the kind of impact you are looking, the kind of outcome you are looking, and probably I can give my own example, whether it is a passport seva program, whether it is a GSTN, whether it is a income tax, whether it is a railway information system. Everybody of us, whosoever has gone towards automation or beyond automation towards disruption, this is probably possible because of the fact that we are able to create a connected intelligence between the entire ecosystem in terms of stakeholders, in terms of beneficiaries, in terms of service seekers, in terms of service provider, and creating this connected intelligence will go a long way. Let me put it here very clearly, saying that while we are creating a sustainable data ecosystem, then out of DASIS, we talk about D, we talk about C, we talk about E. Now let's come to I. What is I? I is nothing but it's a intelligence, decision, insightful, kind of a system, which again we are trying to create on as a part of the entire sustainable data ecosystem. And that I say intelligence decisions, you say, or intelligence insights, you say. And when I say intelligence decisions or intelligent insight, what I am trying to refer is right from ingestions to insight. Do you have the complete visibility? Do you have the complete control on your data points? Do you have a complete kind of a traceability, which you can know, in a post facto scenario, if there is something wrong, you can go back and check, saying that there is a problem, right? So that is the I. And the last in the 5 factor is S in the DASIS, is your scalable and sustainable operations, right? And this is what everybody aims for, whether it is a passport seva program, whether it is a, as I said, GST and income tax, everybody of us, and probably all of us, citizen at large, they are realizing, because of this kind of a dynamic, sustainable operations we have, and because of the kind of data we can make it available in terms of citizens participation, larger participation of the stakeholders, creating visibility for the stakeholders, creating transparency for the stakeholders at large or citizens at large. Now, whatever I say, these 5 factors, these 5 trends in DASIS, is very important while we create, or while we kind of aim for a sustainable data ecosystem. The last leg, what I want to touch is, while we are aiming for a sustainable data ecosystems, keeping in view, saying that one time, how is the digital ecosystem is evolving. The another side, how is the data and analytics evolution is happening, and both keeping into mind, if we see the kind of digital platform we are creating, or the kind of journey we are into in terms of emerging technology, in terms of leveraging the cloud, in terms of leveraging the other technology like blockchain, IoT, etc., etc. So if you see both side of the kind of digital platform are being created, the kind of platform the government is creating, whether it is a Aadhaar, whether it is a DigiLocker, all of these, if you see, all of these will revolve around data, data, and data. And therefore, the way you define your data governance framework, the way you govern your data holistically, the way you visualize your data holistically, I personally feel that the ongoing journey, the ongoing journey looks very promising, very appealing, provided you are in a control of your data points, you are in a control of your processes at large, you are in a control of your I always say that you have to build a 360-degree kind of a security around it in the entire digital ecosystem you are trying to create. Now, if you create this kind of a platform, this kind of a sustainable data ecosystem, I personally feel, and I have personally experienced, that the decision making is really easy. The service delivery ecosystem becomes very appealing and very successful for the citizen and masses at large. The public administration at large become easy, and then at the last, creating a accountable and transparent systems become easy. So that's how I put at the end, while creating a sustainable data ecosystem at large, digital platform at large, digital first strategy at large. No, that's how I put it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can take probably some questions if you all have. Thank you.
Well, Shri Simli, we don't have any audience questions right now that are coming up, but all I have to say to you is a big thank you to you for sharing your thoughts with us on data-driven business acumen and how you mentioned those models, right? How we can go about harnessing the power of data and thereby interpreting customer trends and behavior. We really appreciate your time and energies, joining at the platform. Thank you so very much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, so having witnessed our specialists and speakers for the day, ladies and gentlemen, we know that we got to harness that power of data, right? To both orchestrate business performance and reinvent amidst the market disruption that we are witnessing while aiming for sustainability. Now, that's something that's very, very important. So on that note, all the delegates, I would request you to please keep exploring the platform just in case there's anything that you're not abreast with, right? Let those social media posts also coming in, those happy pictures with some happy key takeaways, your comments. Please remember to fill in that feedback forms both at the partner exhibit and with us also at the lobby. It's time that we give a quick shout out to our partners. So our presenting partner, Dell Technologies. Thank you very much for your association. Thank you, Platinum Partners, Tata Communication, Comwort, IBM, Logitech, NetApp, Hitachi Systems, Microclinic, and Hitachi Vantara. Our gold partners being Juniper Networks, Exclusive Networks, to enable Zoom, Amazon Internet Services, Automation Anywhere, and Redington. Our associate partners being Cloudera, MoEngage, and Samsung STS. Our supporting association, thank you, Data Security Council of India. Our media partners, Analytics Insight, and Silicon India. Well, before I sign off from the TechCon Day at the ETDataCon Virtual Summit, I hereby invite all of you to join me tomorrow sharp at 9:30 a.m. for the second big day, which is the FinCon Day. For me right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my favorite chai time. So on that note, I'm wishing that you all enjoy your chai and have a lovely evening. Thank you very, very much. I'll see you all at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow.